4, 3, 2, 1.
Broadcasting live from the Newsmax studio in New York City. A fusion of politics, commentary, entertainment, and sports. Steve and his team bring you the latest news and opinion now. Here is Steve Malzberg.
Each time I cling to your kiss, I hear music divine. Bésame mucho. Hold me, my darling, and say that you'll always be mine. This joy is something new, my arms enfolding. You never knew this thrill before. Whoever thought I'd be holding you close to me, whispering, it's you I adore.
Oh, it's you.
Oh, baby, dearest one.
Yeah.
If you should leave me,
You leave me, I don't know what I would do.
each little dream would take wing.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, there he is, Danny Aiello, and he's sitting there and he's laughing. What are you laughing
Well, they
at?
said it'll never happen. Me with a rapper.
That was great.
That was Hassan, the rapper, and they said it could never happen, and I hated rap until, of course, we met each other and decided to do classic standards with rap, and it worked.
It is so great to see you. I am so happy that you were here on our first day on DirecTV and Dish Network.
Well, thank you, Stephen. I want to congratulate you on this. This is great. For the longest period of time, I said you are a television face. You are not a radio face. Get the hell off.
No
radio.
wonder you're wearing glasses. Hey, you are so busy, and I'll tell you what I'm most excited about. Although it's in October, not only do you have a movie coming out, but you've written your autobiography, and it's coming out in October, and
October
I can't
7th.
wait to read it.
I think it's pretty good. I'll tell you something was the most stressful thing I've ever done in my life. To remember things that occurred at the age of 6 years old is incredible. And I was unable to sleep because each time I got an idea about what happened at 6, something else popped in. I'd wake up at 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning. So it was 3 months of 91,000 words, and I fell madly in love with Siri at the time. there was some sort of a, what is that called above us? The thing that looks down on us and gives us all this information.
Yeah. So I was going to ask you, it's not a tape recorder like in the old days. It's right into the phone.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
But it was very difficult, but we've achieved it. It'll be out October 7th. The name of the book is I Only Know Who I Am When I Am Somebody Else.
That is a great
Because
name.
I do not know who the heck I am. Except when I'm playing the character, of course, I know what the words are, what are going to be spoken, the emotional levels I should be on. And it was a very enjoyable thing, but stressful as hell.
Well, we can't wait to see it. But does an actor, do you really lose that identity, the self-identity?
I do often. For the longest period of time, I always wondered, when I walk into a situation, I'm always saying to myself, even if it's just an average situation with friends, I'm sitting at a table and talking, and I sometimes check myself and I say, is this me? Am I performing here, or is this really Danny Aiello? So, and I truly mean that because it's happened to me on various occasions. But then again, when I'm playing a character, I'm going in to play a part I already know. I know what the words are that are going to be spoken. And as I said before, I know the emotional levels I have to be on. But in life, it's an entirely different thing. And that's happened to me since I became an actor, because I did start late in life, as you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
36 years
yeah,
old.
that is amazing. All that's it. But I know, the Danny Aiello I know is not the great actor and the great singer and the great performer and stage actor. I mean, I know because I've had the pleasure and the privilege of sitting down with you like this. And you've met my son, and you've been so nice to him, and yet you've hugged him, and so I know who Danny Aiello is. How could you not know who Danny Aiello is?
No, you can know who I am, but I don't. Trust me, when I leave you, I know who you are, but I do not know who I am.
Well, that's amazing.
And my wife says that to me often. Who the hell are you? She was the one who named the book, as a matter of fact, because we heard a song that the song was, I only know who I am when I am, that's somebody else. Sandy heard the song and said, that's you. I said, what do you mean that's me? She said, you don't know who the heck you are. You only know who you are when you're playing the part.
I'm beginning to feel like I'm in an Abbott and Costello routine right now. All right, but one of the people that you are is that you're going to be on June 19th at the Metro New York chapter of COPS, COPS. It's the concerns of police survivors. They raise money for families of that lost loved ones who were police officers.
I've been doing that for a long period of time. We used to call them the Honor Legion, and it's a wonderful situation for those, unfortunately, who lost their lives. And you do things for their families, and you show up and show them, of course, that you do care, that it meant something to you, that you are pro-police, and I am for the longest period of time. So I have been doing this now for maybe 15 years, and I'll continue to do
It's a
so.
great thing.
Yeah.
You know, we live in a city now here in New York where the crime is up a little bit, and they stop and frisk and everything, and you just hope for the best.
You know, to me, we need them, and people, even those people who don't particularly care for police officers, when they sit down in their room, you know, somewhere alone, they're wishing that there is a cop outside protecting them. You know, when I was a kid, it was quite different, Steve. You know, they used to hit us on the behind with a billy coat. A billy, you know, a billy.
Yep.
And we thought that was something that we more or less deserved, and it taught us a lesson early on in life not to go to prison. You know what they did with me when I was 10 years old? The 4-1, Fort Apache, the Bronx. This is a precinct in New York where I shot the movie, Paul Newman. They caught me robbing a Hershey bar in a 5 and 10 cent store. The manager called the police, and the police came and took me to the 4-1, Fort Apache precinct, and they handcuffed me to the steam right near the bullpen.
But it taught
where
you
the
a lesson, right?
Taught me a lesson. I never ended up in jail. I should have, but I never did.
But it speaks to where we are today. Today, a cop did that,
No, it's
he'd be
true.
out. There'd be a big story, child abuse.
You're going to be sued and so forth. It's a very difficult situation, and so many people still go into it because they have a calling.
Yeah.
They have a calling to assist, to help people, and that's the majority of them.
And it's usually, a lot of times it's family, their father, grandfather,
Yes.
to tradition carried forward.
You're right.
All right, but before that event on June 19th, you're also going to be performing on June 11th at the 72nd, Stage 72, right?
It's called the Triad. It's on West 72nd Street, and it's a beautiful club. And what we're trying to do is, there was a place we used to hang out at 69th Street in Columbus called the Cafe Columbus. So all of the people that used to hang out there, a lot of actors, ballet dancers, Baryshnikov, we're trying to get them all to come to the place, the Triad, to sort of have a get-together again. And I got Joe Geary and the guys, an 8-piece orchestra, and we sing fairly well. And they cover all my mistakes. They're all a bunch of young guys, and I make a lot of mistakes.
No, you sing. You amaze me when you sing. You really amaze me when you sing. I know it's a craft that you've worked very hard at, and it just seems to come so naturally to you.
I love doing it for the longest period of time. I didn't have the guts to do it until about 10 years ago. Someone talked me into it. We made an album. It hit #4 in traditional jazz chart, and then we did 3 more, and now I'm on my 5th.
You got another one coming out.
It's
right?
a blues album.
Yeah.
It's quite different than what I've been doing. And I'm excited about that, because blues to me is something that I've always loved, never had the guts to do. Blues is something where you experience the words. You know, it's just not about hitting a note here and there. It's about, even if you crack, it's all right, it's acceptable, because it's real. It's connected to something within. And that's what blues is, and that's what I always wanted to sing, and finally I am.
So you got the album coming out. You got the autobiography coming out, and in October you got a movie coming out, Reach Me.
Reach Me.
What's Reach Me?
I play a priest. John Hirschfeld, if any of your watchers saw a movie that he directed, he did Preppy Murder with me a long time ago in New York City. Then we did a thing called Daddy. Then we did something called 2 Days in the Valley, a wonderful movie with so many stars. Oh God, Charlize Theron made her connection in it. So he called me up. I didn't want to do another movie. He said he wanted me to play a gangster. I said, John, I played too many. I'm not coming to California. I don't like to fly. He said, Danny, play any part you want. So I looked at the script. I saw an underwritten role. I said, this interests me. He said, what? I said, the priest. But I want to play a priest that's never been seen on the screen before. So I played an alcoholic priest who was there for the wrong reasons. He went in because a woman jumped away from him 30 years earlier. He went into seminary and decided to become a priest for the wrong reasons. But he stayed a priest for the right reasons, him.
Wow.
You know, it's a wonderful, wonderful little story. It's got Tom Berenger, Tom Sizemore, Kira Sedgwick, Sylvester Stallone.
Oh, there you
no,
go.
he's not fighting in this, but he's in it. And it's a wonderful cast of people.
Well, it's interesting that you picked that part, too. I can't wait to see that. How is, you know, it's a broad question, how has Hollywood changed? I mean, there's been a resurgence now of conservative movies, of movies that talk about ethics and God, and they're succeeding, whereas some of the more traditional, liberal, crazy ones, if you will, in my view, aren't.
Well, I would hope that would be the case. Look, I'm a European lover of movies. They tell stories of people, not necessarily generations of people, maybe a family. These are the kinds of movies. To be perfectly honest with you, I wish I had done all my movies in Europe, because they're the kind of movies I love, about people. Today they're making stupid, dumb people, shows. For instance, this thing called 22. Now, the interesting thing about 22, I'm not cutting on them. They did it, they made it, and it's making a tremendous amount of money. However, the reviews were the worst reviews ever written, because the American public wants garbage.
Did you see the coming attractions for this thing called Tammy?
No, I didn't see.
Oh my gosh. Louis shaking his head yes behind the camera. I don't even know what it's about. It's about this woman who crashes and burns.
Oh, you're talking about this woman who curses in every movie she does?
Yeah, I think
And
so.
she's terrific. She's a terrific actress, but she's doing the same thing in every. They're killing this woman's ability to act, because she really is wonderful, but she's doing the same thing.
But you think Hollywood there's a shift?
Oh yeah, I think so. I'm just hoping. Look, there's $100 million movies. You know what it is today. If you go to a studio man today and you say, I have this $100 million movie, and they'll say, well, what's that going to make? 30 million? That's not enough. They want to make 200 million, 300 million. If you go in with a $30 million movie and you're going to make 20 million, it's not enough. They're not interested. You follow what I'm saying? They're only interested in $100 million that are going to make $100 million.
Right, yeah, big
So
problem.
you can't get the small movie anymore. When you get a small movie, that's generally the ones that win the Academy Awards.
The book,
Oh,
the movie,
I love you.
the club date, everything, the album. I can't wait
Steve,
for it
let
all.
me say this to you, Steve. You look like a movie
Stop
star.
it! Stop it!
Look at this suit. You look gorgeous.
The suit is rented. It's got to go back right after the interview.
No more radio. No more radio for you. Only on camera.
I love you. I
love
really
you too.
love you.
Thank you,
God
sir.
bless you. I love you.
Thank you.
The great Danny Aiello, ladies and gentlemen. Busier than ever, and not missing a beat, and I can't wait. We'll have him back for the book. We'll have him out for the album. We'll have him back early and often whenever he privileges us, graces us with his presence. When we come back, the panel will grace us with its presence. Don't go away.